Hello and welcome back, folks. We're going into our Shurima division once more. Our two teams up to bat are going to be Team Billy versus Team Squirtle Squad. Very excited to see both these teams here. For new listeners as well, our Shurima division is eloed around high gold to platinum level play. So it should be really interesting to see what these two teams are going to bring to the table. What are your thoughts here? On these two teams? Do you think who do you think's favored rather?
Well, as you mentioned, both of our teams here are Shurima Division. Team Billy sitting with 2 wins and 6 losses currently as their scoreline, while almost opposite the Squirtle squad sitting at 6 wins and 2 losses. Personally, if we just take numbers into account, the Squirtle squad have the advantage. However, we can never forget the underdog advantage of perhaps Team Billy showing up the team with the better record.
Yeah, I always love myself a good underdog story. It's always fun to see something just like out of the rocks, the diamond in the rust, if you will. So, without further ado, folks, let's quickly look into our picks and bans of this game here. And so, looking at the picks and bans on Team Billy, we get the Caitlyn first picked. You know, really good, safe pick, bot laner, really good into a lot of matchups, really hyper aggressive. It's going to have a lot of priority. It's normal stuff that we'd see typically on a day to day basis. And then we see the Thresh Tristana being picked up here. It should be good. I like it. I like it mainly because of how much damage it can put out and how much shutdown it can obtain here. In response to this, we see the Morgana Graves being picked up. So the jungler being shown, the support, Morgana and Caitlyn are very good together. They synergize very well. They can get a lot of picks. They can get a lot of shutdowns. If they can land a Morgana binding, that Caitlyn trap follows soon after and is just going to be a menace. So bot lane, gonna be one of those games where we definitely need to watch for because there's gonna be a lot of high action, especially if Morgana lands Qs. In response to this, we do see the Xin Zhao and Victor actually being picked up. So they picked up an early game jungler here, really good. They're gonna buy a lot of pressure for each lanes, and then Victor on the opposite scale really wants to kind of be babysat. And when they turn into a late game situation there, that Victor is just a monster. They can blow up Caitlyn, they can blow up Morgana, they can definitely blow up a Graves, you know? So that's a really good pick for them. So they're really synergizing well with just kind of stages of the game, not more of a wombo combo, if you will. Then on Team Billy, we get picked up a Vigar and a Set because they don't really know what they're going to be laning against. Really safe top laner pick, really good options here. Vigar being just a late game kind of little monster, if you will. On top of that, finally, you see that Squirtle Squad actually opting out for their top laner to have the priority into the counter pick here. And so they do decide onto the Renekton, which is very good into set if played correctly. You have to know how to play Renekton into set, and set needs to know how to play into Renekton in order to do this. With the slice and dice coming out from Renekton, you can easily get behind the set's main damage source, which is his W. So if they save the E and if Set saves the W, it's going to be really interesting and it can go either way. Renekton, really good though. We're going to be seeing probably a lot of top lane ganks. Xin Zhao wants to gank Renekton because it's so easy. Renekton just has to slice in there, get his W off, get that stun off, and then the Set has really no other way of responding to this other than landing a nice W and hopefully killing one of them.
I do honestly, personally, really love this team comp for the Squirtle squad, you know? Personally, as a sucker for Thresh, he's a very well-designed champion. He's going to be able to really lane bully down there in the bot lane with the Tristana. He's going to just, if played correctly, help dominate that lane. And looking at Minecraft, looking at the bot lane support player, Mycrop Holmes for Team Squirtle Squad, he's got quite a bit of games played on Thresh, so this is definitely a comfort pick for him. And in team fights that don't seem to be going their way, that Thresh Lantern is going to be almost crucial to get them out with as many champions before the overwhelming tide. But the Morgana is a strong counter to the Thresh hook. The Black Shield obviously being able to just prevent that from happening. The Thresh is going to have to look for very key and crucial hooks or provide other kinds of utilities.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more there. It's going to be definitely a battle we're going to be watching. Um, the Team Billy is going to hyper focus a lot on the bot side, but I think honestly we're going to be watching a lot of top lane situations happening for the side of Squirtle Squad. So I'm really excited to see what these two teams have to offer. And without further ado, though, let's jump into game. Now, I would like to see an interesting level 1 here. Set's pretty good at getting a pick off, and Morgana with her Q is going to be really good to get a pick off. And then, for the side of Team Billy, if they do find a pick, get some summoners blown for them is going to be really nice and gives Graves a little bit of extra time to farm up, They are going to be caught on a ward, and so the 5-man's going to prevail here. So they're just going to have to walk away. Ultimate Ace just walking out of there. And I don't think anything's going to happen. They might get some deep boards, but big win for the side of Squirtle Squad because nothing happened. And that's what they want. They want nothing to happen.
Exactly. They don't want to give over an early pick, giving over gold, as well as crucial time on the map elsewhere. But that ward that they did place is going to confirm for the fact that Xin Zhao is starting bot side as soon as he crosses through it and goes for his buff.
Yeah, Imstro is going to definitely be watching this is Xin Zhao and is going to know where they go, where their timings are going to be, and where they're going to be on the map there. So in response to this, I think he's going to, like I was talking about earlier, we're going to be watching these junglers in this early game stages here. We're going to put Ace Pat, who's going to be going top side, and we're going to see Imstro going down bot side. So should be interesting to see what these junglers are going to do for their laners.
Down in the bot lane, both sides getting into the position. We do see that the Thresh picked up play first. That's not uncommon, as you really want to start stacking the passive off of that to try to get as much bonus damage as you can with Thresh. Even though he's a support, his passive can help really start stacking some additional damage, as well as giving him some armor.
Yeah, we're going to see a gank actually topside. Amstro just went blue buff, took Xin Zhao's red buff, and is immediately going on to Karen Franz here. Is going to get some nice damage off. Definitely not going to kill him, but Ace Pat actually here to respond to this.
Exactly.
Is going
we
to be
see
do
the
something
set
here.
flashing in, trying to get both of them, but he's instead going to fall to the Xin Zhao, and now the Xin Zhao is chasing this Graves out of here. The Renekton's free to clean up this wave as we see a flash off of Stro. That is a 3 summoners wasted as we see Set flashed, and now he's TP'd back to lane. And the flash off of the Graves means that Squirtle Squad is going to come out very clearly for that kill.
Yeah, and then on top of that, we just saw a really nice engage, a really beautiful hook from Holmes there, getting the Morgana under turret, taking that turret shot, and is able to grab a kill. And that kill actually going over to Ultimate Ace is going to be really, really nice, and it's going to put them in a good position to hopefully stop and counteract the bully pressure that is Caitlyn.
Exactly. Very crucial. There's the Thresh, the man with the multi-kit. He's got the engage. He's got the disengage. He has what you need to bully this bot lane. But the Graves is making his way down. The Xin Zhao shortly behind him. Both deciding to peel off instead, heading into their respective jungles as the fight in the bot lane once more returns to a normal state. In the top lane, the Set's going all in again against this Renekton. He's at level 4. We see the Renekton doing his best, trading some damage onto the Set and staying as close as he can to the tower in case he has to go for a runaway maneuver.
Did you notice that little glitch Morgana had there?
I didn't. What exactly happened?
She really got betrayed by the minions. So she was trying to walk away, but then was getting stuck autopathing in between two minions. So she kind of glitched and kind of kept going back and forward, where Thresh and Tristana just kept hitting her. If I could put back time, I would watch that because it was so funny.
As we do see now, the Tristana getting stunned by the Morgana, taking a lot of damage from the combination. That stun and damage combination between Caitlyn and Morgana is very critical for them to try to take some early wins down here in the bot lane.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really good pick. Big, good positioning that you can have there. Really good pressure and bullying that we were talking about earlier before we even started this game here. And you're going to be seeing that a lot. So you're going to need to either have the Xin Zhao permanently in your lane, or you're going to need to put that Xin Zhao in a better, more position to help this Renekton to carry and then possibly even do a lane swap.
Exactly. As we see a lot of short trades going off between the Renekton and the Set, constantly going in and out, trying to get the kill off each other. The Renekton's wave is currently, however, in his favor, pushing up against this tower. The Infernal Dragon has spawned. That's going to be our first dragon. Neither team making any outward plays to go for it. But we do see, it looked like the Veigar briefly wanted to roam top to try to get something to happen, instead deciding to head back to his lane. As the Xin Zhao has made his way top, hiding into that bush. I'm not sure if that Set knows the Xin Zhao is there.
There's no way. There's no way he knows. There's definitely no word in that bush. But Karen Franz is pushed up too hard to make a play with this. And all that Xin Zhao would be doing is taking up lane experience.
Yeah, really unfortunately that the wave pressure was just pushing as opposed to being pushed back against. The Grave now looks like he wants to make something happen. Now that Xin Zhao is gone, whether they knew it or not, the Grave is going to charge in and try to get this kill onto the Renekton. He's going to pop his ult, but the Showstopper is going to stop him there.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming in with that ultimate and then actually even getting the opportunity to let Renekton ulti before doing that gave Set even more damage when he came to the decline to Earth there. And so really great gank from Imstro, really seeing that the Renekton was overpushed and able to punish them for doing that as well.
Exactly. We do see that the Renekton is TPing back to lane now. Looks like he's trying to go for this kill on the Set, who, without a minion wave, is somewhat overextend, but now both minion waves are here. I'm not entirely sure if the TP was worth it there, as now the Renekton's being forced to run away all the way down in the river and now try to get back to the tower. He's on low health. We see a flash come off from Set to try to secure the kill, but he can't quite get it.
Yeah, he doesn't have ulti here. He just has a Q, he has an E. So he has to get this minion wave and back immediately because he is useless in that lane if Set keeps pressuring him down.
So we saw TP in exchange for the flash off the Set, whose own TP is still on cooldown for just a little bit longer.
Yeah, we're going to be watching Xin Zhao. On your minimap, you can see that he's taking the Rift Herald here. A place that I would really like that Rift Herald to go would actually be mid lane for the Victor. The Victor needs that extra money to get his all of his core builds and push him into the later stages of this game.
Exactly. If they can get this Victor as much money early on. Not to mention the wave pressure that Hero Herald would give would probably let that Xin Zhao try to go for that dragon. But it doesn't look like he wanted to drop it quite yet. He's instead gonna just circle around the river and hold on to that Rift Herald for now.
It's almost as if he's looking for a possible overextension from Vigar here. And it might be true because Vigar is going to have to ward the bush eventually, you know? He's going to have to show up at some point, right?
Exactly. They're going to pop that little there, get a little bit more vision to confirm that nobody's stolen or getting set up to steal the Drake quite yet. Warding the Dragon Pit as the Xin Zhao makes his way down the river. The route onto the Morgana is very crucial. The Lantern coming in is hopefully going to save him. He does get out of there thanks to the Thresh, and that's exactly what we wanted to see, but the Thresh does take a root and a bit of damage to do so. That's exactly what this Thresh needs to be doing for these fights. Needs to be saving crucial members of the team when they get rooted or knocked up.
Honestly, all I kind of want to see Thresh do is just sit behind the team and put Lantern out. Especially during this laning phase, I think that's all he really needs to do for Tristana. She has a pretty good engage and disengage, but like once she's in, she's in. So it's really nice to have that extra option with the Thresh Lantern.
Exactly. As you see Xin Zhao making his way up top once again, it looks like he wants to try to get his Renekton in a good position. He's making his way around the river. The set realizes something's going down and tries to get out. The Renekton getting stunned and whittled down, but the Xin Zhao and the Renekton together can take that set. No worries.
Yeah, if that set got that W off, I believe the Renekton's dead, and then he should have Triumph, and then he would be able to kill the Xin Zhao. Luckily, they did chain their CC abilities properly, and were able to punish the set for not being able to press W, you know?
And now
we
we're
do
going to see a
Rift Herald
coming off the top. We see that the Graves makes his way up to try to respond to this as the TP from the set comes in as well. The Xin Zhao is going to go down the set, getting the kill and getting that shutdown bonus. The tower so close to falling, but set saves it just in time.
Yeah, I mean, putting the Herald top lane there is good, but I don't think it was crucial. Because Renekton's not your late game carry. Renekton's going to be that lane bully that helps you win a lane, for sure. But he doesn't need all of those additional items. He usually comes online after 2 items. So I would have rather seen that mid lane and really punishing and getting that Victor even further ahead, you know? Because there's not going to be many resources that you can use for the Renekton.
Exactly. This Victor really needs to get ahead and stay ahead of this Veigar. Because if this Veigar can get ahead, get his items online, and start just one-shotting members of Squirtle, then there's not, if they can't figure out how to answer that, then they might just lose to the Veigar. But we do see the Victor get the Grave with the help of the Renekton. The set is going in and out. The Veigar's here and gets the kill onto the Renekton. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, the Tristana and the Thresh get the kill first onto the Morgana and now on to the Caitlyn. They're free to get a plate off of this tower and enjoy a little bit of gold.
Yeah, a lot of high action all around the map there. Really well positioned and well fought by both teams, and really seeing the situations that we're in. So you see that Holmes and Ultimate Ace there saw that Morgana back, and it would have been free to pick up on the Caitlyn. Caitlyn overextending just a little bit too much, getting caught out there. And then you're watching the top side fight where Victor gets a nice pick onto the jungler, onto I Am Shro there, and is able to pick that off. But then there was a little bit of an overextension and underestimating the set damage coming out from the onto the Renekton and onto the Victor there. And then iGlitchy just coming in cleaning up the rest of the kills there. Really well played, really back and forth, and I still kind of think, all in all, I believe that Squirrel Squad's still a little bit further ahead. See, Victor never died in that, so he still saves his money. Tristana got an extra kill and is still immortal, still has all that extra money in the bank there. So when she starts doing things and starts getting those core items, it's going to be really fun to watch.
Exactly. Meanwhile, the Zinzao falling to the combination of the Graves and the Caitlyn. The Caitlyn actually getting the kill onto that. That's really unfortunate there, as Dragon is going to be up in 50 seconds. So if they wanted to, we could see Team Billy start to set it for now. Instead, they're going to try to apply some lane pressure and try to go for Foozle Bamboozle. The Vigar is really going for this kill, and that was just a little bit too much. Without the minion wave there, the combination of Victor and the tower is just too much. And now the Victor's in the position to chase after this Graves, who has to recall back.
Foozle bamboozled them.
Exactly. Feigning weakness, getting behind his tower. The Vigar flashing to try to get the kill. Never stood a chance against the combination of the tower and the Victor beam.
Always fun, and that's a really crucial play right before a major objective coming out. We are going to see a fight to set actually here.
Oh wow, the Thresh coming in, very crucial there, popping his ult to make sure the set can't get out of there. That's exactly what we want to start seeing off of this Thresh. We need this Thresh. He's picked up his boots of swiftness. He really needs to help set things up across this map. This is what he's good at. This is what he should be doing. He should be making his way mid. He should be making his way top, helping out wherever a team fight needs to go down, wherever a gank needs to happen, because he can get these tower dives and ensure that they're not suicide missions thanks to his lantern.
Yeah, I really like the roaming coming out from Thresh. And then on top of that, they did get the dragon. And so that's really nice because the first two dragons, obviously, as everyone knows, is the has less health than the other two. So they're really easy and fast to pick off. So having that happen for them is really great. Ultimate Ace getting caught out here, though.
Yeah, really unfortunate there. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. The Caitlyn and the Graves just whittling him down. But they're going to trade back, and they're going to grab this Rift Herald. While the Victor, he sees that they're making his way up the river. All three members, we got the Morgana, we got the Graves, and we got the Vigar making their way up the river. The set buying time. He's getting stunned in exchange. He's got lots of damage, but the Black Shield is going to save him. The Thresh is caught currently in the pit. Is he going to get stuck there? He's been rooted.
He's just gonna...
I'm not sure whether he's trying to lantern them back in, but no, he decides to flash back out. I'm not sure what happened there. If he just got caught and stuck and could not risk running through all those enemy champions, or if he had some sort of plan there with the lantern.
Uh-oh.
That is a little bit
Oh, no.
rough there.
That's a limit test right there.
Yep.
But wait, it's not over.
Oh, the Thresh, is he gonna get the kill? The Flame misses, or did it hit just slightly? And the hook and the ultimate guaranteeing the shutdown onto that Caitlyn. The Morgana
But wait,
looks
it's
like
not
she
over.
wants to try to get revenge. But he knows his limits, and he knows that he's not there to fight Morgana.
No, yeah, absolutely. That was interesting tale to say the least. You know, the Tristana going in, thinking that she has enough damage to take out the Caitlyn. Caitlyn saying no, you don't, and killing her, and then Thresh coming in saying I'm gonna auto attack you twice and you'll fall over. More importantly though, Caitlyn to gain distance against the Thresh there, flashing into the bush. I'm not sure if that would have been the right play. I think she could have flashed back towards lane and possibly lived. But it's hard to say, you know? You're trying to gain distance. You think that you might be able to kill the Thresh. You think you might do the damage. And a limit testy play that didn't pay off.
Exactly. As we now see 3 members, Team Billy, pushing up hard against the middle. The Victor getting caught out by the root and the stun. They're trying to gun him down, and they get the shutdown on him. Crucially, that was his first death, and that's 400 gold onto them side. The Thresh as well being caught out there by several stuns and CC effects is also going to die. That's a lot of gold that's now going to be in the hands of Team Billy. And that mid tower will fall to them. There's nothing they can really do to stop that. In the bot lane, the Xin Zhao is gonna get caught between the Set and the Graves. The Graves getting the kill on the Xin Zhao. The Renekton can do nothing but watch in horror as now he's being chased through the jungle.
This Set, though, let's talk about Set's positioning here, because it is great. It is. He's behind the turrets. He's ulting people back towards his team. He's in the correct position, getting where he needs to be. He is playing this game positionally phenomenal. It's been amazing watching him go, watching to know where everyone is on the map. He has great map awareness as well as good team positioning in team fights.
Exactly. This Set is being very crucial, as demonstrated there, making his way up the river in time to cut off the Xin Zhao from the Renekton. And without being able to join together and use their abilities in tandem, the Xin Zhao, who was already at half health, had no choice but to almost accept his death and try to buy time for the Renekton to get out.
The score line's basically even, but with the game going longer and longer, Victor just keeps getting stronger and stronger. With that also being said, that also happens with Vigar as well. So now that we're transitioning to the mid to more late game situations here, players to focus your eyes on are going to be the Victor, and they're going to be the Vigar. They are going to be a menace in these next couple team fights.
As we see the Dragon coming up, it looks like this is going to be one of our next team fights. All 5 members of Squirtle are down here already. 4 members for Billy are down here. The Set TPing down so he can be the 5th. It looks like he wants to come in and try to showstopper someone right back in. The Renekton is going to actually take down the Set. That's very crucial. The Thresh is down for Squirtle, but they can try to chase around. The Victor with his beam is going to put damage onto it, as the Dragon is being contested back and forth. Neither side can really commit to it now. But the red team is going to get it. Squirtle getting that Cloud Drake.
Squirtle squad coming up huge there. Really well performed and really well done there. Getting the kills, really playing those fights out very slowly. That was a dangerous fight, but it paid off. And now that they're a little bit further ahead, they're going to start snowballing this. And Victor getting really good kills, getting good positioning, and then Karen Franz's Renekton here also being a clutch player in that scenario where they were able just to get the nice kill off and then survive through the triumph with that additional health to keep doing more damage and keep being a menace in those fights.
It's really unfortunate there that the Set wasn't able to get his showstopper off. That perhaps could have turned that team fight back into the favor of Team Billy.
Yeah, honestly, it could have went either way, to be honest. Like, both teams basically even, and now they're totally even in gold. So anything can happen.
We do see Squirtle picking up 2 black cleavers in the hands of the Renekton and the Xin Zhao with their most recent backs. That's really going to give them a bit of an advantage in putting out some damage. Both those champions really needing it there.
Yeah, top laners both have 2 items completely built with their boots there. They are 2-item champions, so they're online now. So they're going to be very dangerous. They're going to be setting up things for their team, and then as soon as either one of them engages, the team should follow up.
Yeah, right now we do see both teams sort of just squaring off, trying to flex power across the map, try to initiate something to see if they can lure people in, but neither team really wanting to overcommit to anything right now with the Baron alive on the map. Because if you lose a couple players, as we just see the Veigar fall, then this Baron becomes a little more of a chance for the team to take it.
Oh no.
We see that they're chasing them through this jungle. Squirtle is really going after him. The Renekton playing a very strong front. They're going to try to take this tower. It looks like they maybe want to engage beyond the tower as well. The root onto the Renekton and the damage. The Thresh Lantern is so crucial there to get the Renekton out alive.
They have many disengages and engages for both teams here. They almost picked off the tower. They're going to get that additional money. They're just looking to farm up and I think wait for the next major objective.
Yeah.
Speaking of objectives, actually, let's quickly talk about what we might see in the next couple parts of this game here. So we have Baron that's up right now. Oh, before, I think there might be something that's happening here. I'm just going to wait before I explain anything.
Looks like they really want to try to take this engagement. Team Billy really chasing. I'm not sure if they knew that Tristana was hanging out in the river, waiting to join in on that fight. But it looks like now Team Billy really has to be careful. The Morgana is way too far forward and gonna get caught by the Victor. That's really bad, as now the Set's caught out in the river.
Oh,
Even
no.
with his ability bringing up some temporary health, he's gonna fall to the Renekton. This Baron could be a potential play once they finish off this fight, pushing back the Caitlyn. It looks like, it looks like they're gonna go try to take this Baron. With the damage output they have from the Victor, the Renekton, and the Tristana, and the fact that Set's gone for another 20 seconds, they can probably start this Baron, get it close to finishing, and either finish it or turn and take the team fight.
Honestly, what they're going to do is they're going to take this Baron, right? They're going to immediately run over to the dragon, take the dragon. They're going to either back or watch the team fight here because they are so far ahead now after those picks. And now with Baron buff, they are even further ahead. It's going to be a snowball effect from here on out. I don't know if they can stop Foozle, if they can do anything, because all of them except for Glitchy are basically falling off right now. Caitlyn almost getting her 3-item power spike, and Veigar having his 2-item power spike, but like it's not going to be enough because he's been out-farmed by Foozle all game, and Foozle can literally be the magic man and delete anyone that he wants.
Exactly. We see now the TP from Set coming down, so he can be here for this 5v5, but the Dragon's gonna go down before he gets here. Set's running in. It looks like he wants to try to get some sort of engage going. He's chasing down, but now he's caught out of position. The Flay, and now the jump in, the Tristana shutting down the Set, the Thresh ultimate, the Morgana's gonna fall down. The Renekton falls to the Caitlyn, but now the hook onto the Graves. The Thresh is gonna fall, but the Caitlyn falls to the Victor in a back and forth constant trade between both teams, in which, in my opinion, Squirtle came out clearly on top, picking up the Dragon and getting 3 kills, all at the cost of the Renekton and the Thresh.
Yeah, really well played by them and really great positioning. Now, just imagine if Foozle was like around the corner there. They were all dead. Foozle could probably do a 1 versus 3 easy against them in that scenario. And he is so strong right now, being 2 levels up on his laner. I think he's honestly the highest level in the game right now. And then just the shutdown coming out from, or just like the CC that can come out from Karen Franz's Renekton here. It's gonna be so hard. They're on Soul Point now. They got 20% cooldown reduction on their ultimates. And so they're just going to be popping it almost. It's almost getting to the point where they can pop it twice in a team fight, you know?
Exactly, yeah. And it's really unfortunate right now for Team Billy. Their main source of engagement is this Morgana with her root ability. And unfortunately, the Morgana has to be at the front of the line as the Victor does fall during a quick team fight. The Vigar falling in response. This Morgana, as I was saying, has to be near the front for her to pop off with her Q and get the root onto whoever they're trying to engage on. And unfortunately, that gives a big window for Squirtle to take down the Morgana, whose Black Shield is also very crucial at negating a lot of different effects on the side of Squirtle.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see many great hooks and plays coming out from Thresh here, really setting up his team. The Renekton's going to be engaging here.
The Thresh does fall to the graves, though, but the Renekton is chasing them out. It gets the Caitlyn, which is important. That's a lot of damage no longer on the table. The set responds. The Morgana falls. Now, they're really trying to take this set, and the set does die. The Graves fell to the Tristana. And now, once again, with 3 people up and only 1 person left to stop them, Squirtle can really exert a lot of map pressure and push up and try to do some damage on this middle tower.
I mean, if they play this out right, they could potentially get an inhibitor because iGlitchy was bot lane there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would have just gone mid to try to sit there and delay. Maybe buy enough time for this Morgana to come up as well, but instead they've lost the inhibitor. And now it looks like they're starting a team fight. The Xin does get whittled down, but the Morgana falls to the Victor, which is really rough as the Morgana is so crucial with her Black Shield and with her root, as we've talked about.
Yeah, I don't think there's any stopping. There's no stopping this Foozle. Man, the Foozle is online and is making people unable to play League of Legends.
And that is the truest kind of bamboozle I've seen.
Now, I think we're in for like maybe one more team fight. You know, we're on Soul Point right here, so I feel really confident that Squirtle is going to be able to take the dragon here. And even if they don't, then they just force a team fight, which then they can force an end game situation because they have an inhibitor already opened up. They're going to have minion pressure, what they can just fall back to and basically just run it down mid after that.
Exactly. This dragon is going to be very crucial either way. This dragon soul, this cloud soul giving an ultimate cooldown. They do not want Squirtle to get this. The showstopper is a little bit too early and not enough. The rest of his team wasn't in position yet. The Thresh popping his ult, buying time with his body to allow the Xin and the Renekton to get out.
Guys, but their base, guys.
In the base,
guys, their base.
The Victor and the Tristana, meanwhile, are just pushing hard into their base. The tower's gonna fall, and the core is going down. What a complete bamboozle, making them think that this was gonna be a dragon fight for the soul, and instead taking the base.
Oh man, that makes me laugh because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, they don't really need this next dragon, so like, I mean, they could fight, I guess, but there's like no reason to. And then I see where Tristana and Victor start positioning. I'm seeing a team fight, then I'm just watching a mini-map and seeing 2 icons slowly reach the base. I was like, oh no, I see where this is going. And so really good victory on the side of Squirtle Squad here, really knowing their positioning, knowing their stance on the game, knowing how far they were ahead, and coming out on top there, even without doing the base part here. They could have won the team fight, taken the dragon, and done the same thing, you know? So really good job on Squirtle Squad. Really great performance by them. And not to discredit Team Billy here. There were a couple times where they got caught out sometimes here, but they played well. They played really well. Bot lane was on fire. You know, top lane played really, really well. The jungler was, it felt like I Am Stro was everywhere. You know, so I want to quickly touch with the MVP and Ace here. I'm going to start with Ace because I feel like it's going to be a little bit easier for me I definitely want to give it to Joe, the ADC Caitlyn here. They played really well. They played laning really well. They played positioning really well, and their scoreline shows. 9-4-4, good overall performance. Wasn't able to get that three item power spec that they really wanted, but still overall great performance. On the side of Squirtle Squad though, MVP, I want to actually give it to Holmes. Holmes, time and time again, landed a beautiful hook, landed beautiful lanterns for his team. He played that game extraordinarily well. The scoreline isn't like fancy, it's nothing crazy, but that's a support's job, right? He kept his team from dying in multiple fashions and played extraordinarily well. And that makes me super happy. I really want to give MVP to Thresh.
I have to agree with you there. Being played, Thresh is a very complicated champion, and even for some of the best players, and his kit so well-rounded, so unique. Holmes played it perfectly, lantering when they needed the lantern, getting the flag off, getting the hook off when they needed it, always being there for his team, even body blocking numerous times to make sure that the rest of his team could get out there. That is the ideal support, and in my opinion, worthy of an MVP.
Yes. And stay tuned, folks, because when we go into game 2, it should be very interesting. I want to see great picks and bans, and it's going to be really fun to watch to see what these two teams are going to do.
Welcome back, everybody, to Game 2 between the Squirtle Squad and Team Billy. In Game 1, we saw Squirtle Squad take an impressive victory, managing to backdoor, walk right up the middle, while Team Billy was engaged in a team fight around the dragon. I'm excited to see what happens in Game 2. What about you, Ryder?
Yeah, I'm super excited to see what these teams are going to offer here. The picks and teams were a little bit different, mainly to kind of round off. It wasn't like something cheesy. It wasn't something like textbook that you'd normally see. You're seeing some off meta picks, which are really fun to watch, and you're watching some really fun and interactive, just like situations where these teams are just pulling out very nice comfort picks, and they're really flexing their muscles with the champions that they know. So like things I kind of want to like see for the next game here were interesting because it's not more about looking for what they're going to ban. There wasn't a specific thing that they can ban. Is the problem?
As we
These
saw
champions.
across, it was multiple champions on the side of Squirtle Squad doing the work. Certain ones had their highlights, but it was almost the entire team all playing their role, and it's not like you can just ban out the entire comp that they did previously.
Exactly. Yeah, that's totally right, and should be interesting to see. But without further ado, let's go quickly look into these picks and bans here. So, looking at the picks and bans, we're going to see some traditional picks here. We're seeing Squirrel Squad pick up Caitlyn first pick here, and that's for always like it's basically the go-to right now. It's always she's good, she's a lane bully, she can give you priority, and basically if you need dragon control, Caitlyn's your go-to. You know. In response to this, we do see Jin and Nautilus come out. Very interesting here. The Jin pick must be a very comfortable and very safe pick for them. Kind of someone who knows how to play Jin, and they feel very confident into a Caitlyn matchup. Nautilus obviously going to be able to punish Caitlyn if she moves up too far, and can shut them down pretty easily that way. On Squirtle Squad, we're going to be watching the Thresh and Lee Sin get picked up here. So Thresh, we saw a great performance by them last game, and I'm super excited to see what they're going to be doing this game with it because it's it feels like their main. It feels like they know Thresh very well, and it's going to be a really devastating bot lane for Squirtle Squad. Honestly, it's going to be something that we're going to definitely need to be looking out for, and definitely going to be watching at the early stages of this game. Speaking about early stages of this game, they picked up a Lee Sin. Great early game jungler that can come in, get some nice ganks off, get some good positioning, and get that team ahead. So we're probably going to be seeing this Lee Sin bot lane a lot. And to respond with that, we see the Nidalee and the Syndra being picked up. Syndra being a really safe, good overall kind of mid laner, and Nidalee being a good to early clear, and definitely a more of a good pick situation for a late game. Her mid game, it can be hit or miss. I like it, but it should be interesting to how she interacts with the Lee Sin. She might be looking for a couple invades, looking to get that 1v1 situation on, and that's going to be something worth noting. She's going to be able to match with the Lee Sin, and that's the most important thing, right? Sinja being able to get a good setup for ganks is going to be really nice for Nidalee spears, especially if you can get a stun off with Sinja. Nidalee knows exactly where to hit it. They're going to be doing a lot of damage, and it's going to be a huge pick comp here for the side of Team Billy. In response to this, we got Diana and Shen. Diana is really good, and especially a really great late game champion as well. And having the safety of Lee Sin is going to be really good for her, and she can do a great assassination on an Italy onto a Jin. So she's pretty happy with that pick. And then Shen, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Pitbull himself, great, great time seeing Shen's being played here because they are not just the top laner, they are in every laner. They are all over this map. They're going to be huge in team fights with the shields and the taunts, and has an excellent early game as well as an excellent late game here. Squirrel Squad has a really good team comp and a really good kind of mid to late game situation here. Early game's going to be really nice. I like how they're going to be playing this out here. And then to top it all off, we get the Mordekaiser. I like Mordekaiser into just like tankier top laners, especially any melees, because once you can get that maximum your passive off more or less there, you can get that max HP damage onto the Shen, and can really, if played well, shut down a Shen entirely. His E stops the Shen ulti altogether. The ulti of on Shen's ulti it's a really great counter to Shen, and I really like it here. Giving the Mordekaiser, the top laner, the counter pick here is going to be really interesting to watch. But things to note here: bot lane and jungle. And when we go into later stages, that's going to change entirely.
I do have to agree. It's going to be very interesting to see the matchup between the two hook champions of the Nautilus and Thresh. How they're going to exactly help set up their carries for plays, whether they're going to be defensive or whether they're going to be lane bullying. Off of a strong showing from the last game, we'll see if Holmes can keep it up with his Thresh play and help keep his team in control in the bot lane as well as other team fights.
Yeah, absolutely. And without further ado, let's quickly jump into game and see any level 1 shenanigans happen. So, things for Team Billy here, I would like to see Nautilus hook something, but at the same time, what does he hook and how can he do this? These level 1s can really dictate a lot of these lanes, especially if you can just burn a couple summoners. And on the side of Squirtle Squad, they could probably do the same thing. Honestly, they have a really good kind of level 1 situation. I think they definitely win level 1s. And so both these teams should kind of be looking for a potential pick or a counter pick, and I think that's what this level 1 here is for Squirtle Squad. They're waiting for the Nautilus to come around that corner, but I don't believe it's going to happen. Team Billy going to be playing it safe, going to be having the 5-man point happen.
Exactly. Squirtle Squad gearing up, looking like they were anticipating for an evade, getting ready to counter it, but we did see a very calm play off Team Billy, as you noted. Not the Thresh even holding on to his level 1 ability, being ready to pick up whatever would have been needed for a 5-man invade encounter.
And we're going to see both junglers possibly pathing to the top side or doing full clears here. I would like to see early performances by them, and I would like to see a battle for that top Scuttle Crab. So that's going to come down to what we're going to be watching in the mid lane. Who's going to be getting the prio and which the 2v2 rather, is going to come out on top.
Nautilus running my personal favorite skin, the Spaceman Nautilus.
I love it. It's great. It's a good skin. It's never a dull moment with the Nautilus, right? His hooks always are interesting, and you send to absolutely flying. A fun fact about that skin actually is that it originally wasn't created by just a Riot employee. They actually took the design from someone who made some fan art, and when the early stages of League of Legends.
Very crucial hook onto the Caitlyn. The Caitlyn's being brought down to half health. They're chasing after it. The Jhin really wants to get this kill, but now they're going to try to turn on to the Thresh. But the Thresh gets the hook onto the Nautilus. He's flashing away, but the Thresh flashes after him and gets the kill. And now Jhin is in danger. The Thresh is going to go down, but Caitlyn is going to confirm the kill onto the Jhin in a 1v2 trade in the favor of Squirtle Squad.
Yeah, really excellent hook there. Really good job getting that hook off, getting that pick there. But it ends up turning against them when they have to go in for the 2v2 against a Caitlyn and against a Thresh there. They're just too powerful as a combo, and Caitlyn having that really early game pressure, it can do a lot.
Exactly. We do see in the top lane now, the Nidalee coming up, looking to try to finish off this Shen, who's been forced to retreat from Mordekaiser. Lee Sin coming in. Looks like he wants to try to help out. Oh, the dodge of the Shen from the Mordekaiser. The Mordekaiser's now pulling him there away from them. They're way behind the tower. The Mordekaiser's going to finish off the Shen, but the Lee Sin will get the Mordekaiser and can now chase the Nidalee out of the jungle. Going after to finish him off. He can try to take this. The Nidalee over the wall is exactly what he was anticipating, but he misses the kick. While in the bot lane, once again, the Nautilus is going into the Thresh with the help of the Jhin. But Holmes is playing it safe and gets to his tower in time. Waiting for the Caitlyn to get back up. Up in the jungle, once again, Lee Sin kicks and goes in onto the Nidalee, but the Nidalee's gonna get the kill. As the Shen is just a little bit too late to help out there.
Well, I did ask for a top Scuttle fight, and I got my top Scuttle fight, you know? Really great performance. It like never ended, and I don't think it's going to end.
Exactly. The Mordekaiser's now into the Shen, really trying to punish that quick walk into the river. It looks like with the help of this wave, the Shen can't really afford to take this fight. That Mordekaiser's just very punishing to take these long engagements with.
Yeah, Mordekaiser being, with just the passive alone being a huge nuisance there, is a huge, like, is a great duelist, but not to discredit. The Shen there is really great at coming in, doing enough damage, and then having that passive himself is kind of deceptive. You know, when you get 3 auto attacks off after using ability with Shen, it's just a lot of damage that you're not expecting and can really put off a lot of laners.
We do see now Lee Sin taking the bottom scuttle. Now he's going to be trying to clear out some vision. Jungle. Looks like he wants to set up for a bottom gank. The Nautilus steps forward and is now going to get rooted and flayed. He's going to go down. While in the top lane, the Shen falls to the Mordekaiser in an even trade. But Squirtle Squad might come out on top as they're now free to take the first dragon. But the Mordekaiser is going to get at least 1 plate. He might even set up and start taking a second plate here.
Yeah, early dragon going over to the side of Squirtle Squad. And so that's, they really wanted to get that. They got an extra couple 10% cooldown reduction on all of their ultis now, so that's going to be really nice.
Exactly. This Lee Sin coming down, ganking bottom. This is exactly what Squirtle Squad wants to see. They really want to try to take control of this bottom. The bottom lane going to be very crucial for any future dragon fights. Not to mention trying to delay and shut down the Jhin and the Nautilus early on is going to give them a big advantage. The Lee Sin coming down now, noticing that Nidalee had been down here, but the Nidalee's gone back up now, going for their blue buff instead. As the Nautilus is now getting pulled back in, the Nautilus and the Jhin are trying to go away. The Lee Sin kick, he's going in. Now he's trying to pull back as the Nautilus maybe trying to trade back this kill. The Mordekaiser TP down, but so is the Shen. The Shen is also now down here, as this has just become a massive team fight. The Shen gets out of there safely, as the only loss of life in that fight was the Jhin. The Nidalee, however, is now chasing after this along with the Mordekaiser. The Thresh possibly in a position to try to grab this Nidalee. The spear landing on the Thresh. Now the Shen's gonna go after this Nidalee. The Flay gonna get the Nidalee away from that bush. The Nautilus hook onto the Shen with the root. They're chasing after this. Nautilus trying to set something up for the Mordekaiser, but he hits a landmine. And they're now forced to back off as Lee Sin's made his way back down here. The Jhin is finally back down here. But with the tower, I don't think they should be taking this fight. They should cut their loss and back out before they lose anything else.
What high action early gameplay this is. It is just keeps going, and it's just phenomenal seeing these two teams fight and just seeing their map awareness as well, getting the TP going in from the Mordekaiser, getting the Shen ulti down rather, and Mordekaiser coming out pretty nice, and all things considered.
However, he is going to miss at least one of those waves, finally being finished off by the tower. We'll see if he can get the kill onto the Diana. No, instead falling. That is not what we wanted to see from the Mordekaiser. Not only missing a wave, he now falls to the Diana.
Yeah, doing some limit testy stuff again. Just trying to see if he can take the Diana. If the turret wasn't there, oh, things would be different. But unfortunately, turret got warmed up and was able to do a lot of damage to him, and then Diana was able to counter this with a nice burst combo from her kits.
We now see everyone slowly making their way back to their lanes, but Mordekaiser and Shen walking up to their lanes. Both have cooldowns for teleport. Shen's gonna get to the lane first, however. He's gonna start getting some of this last stick going on this CS before the Mordekaiser can respond to him.
You know what? Even after losing all of those waves topside there, Mordekaiser is still ahead on the CS advantage there, and is still has now built his full Rylai's Crystal Scepter, so that's going to be really helpful for him. He's pretty powerful right now.
Exactly. However, when you now see the Lee Sin coming up, they want to try for the gank. The knockover. The Mordekaiser's now way farther from this tower, but the Nidalee's coming in. The Shen's running away, retreating alongside the Lee Sin. Quickly losing favor in that fight. The combination of the Nidalee and Mordekaiser putting in a lot of damage there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be... Uh-oh.
And the Shen does fall to that Mordekaiser. Quickly going back in. The Lee Sin also falling to the Nidalee, but the Nidalee falls to the tower, not able to get out of there with her kill.
It just doesn't end, does it?
Oh, does not. Diana claiming another kill here, and Syndra in the mid also falling to the tower, unable to get out. While in the bot lane, the Nautilus knocked up on the Caitlyn. The Shen's down there now with the Thresh, taking down Holmes, claiming a kill. Popping his stopwatch to ensure that Jhin can't kill him. Excellent
Surely it
play
must be
off
all calm
Holmes.
now. Oh no. It's not over.
It looks like they really want to... They're going for the Jhin! The Jhin's popping his ult, shutting down the Holmes! The Caitlyn gets out of range! In the 1v1! Can the Caitlyn get the kill? No, it goes to the Jhin! Getting the 600... Getting the 300 gold shutdown! And the 300 gold shutdown on Thresh as well. That's 600 gold for Jhin. That's really gonna push him ahead of the Caitlyn, and giving them, in total, getting their team gold lead up to 2,000. As we do see Diana kill Nidalee, however, she's now chasing after the Syndra. The Lee Sin kick going in, the taunt, and Diana gets another kill.
How's your voice doing, buddy? I don't think you stopped for 10 minutes.
Oh, it is getting rough. They really want to test my abilities to talk without a break.
Honestly, I don't even know how to recap that properly because I'd have to restart the game over again.
Exactly. That was a non-stop team fight. All the way from the top lane, making its way down to the bottom. There was never a dull moment.
I'm just waiting for it to start up again. It's just gonna keep happening, isn't it? These members, they're not laning, they're fighting. It's only a fight.
And we
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Be there, be there, be there.
During the non-stop fight, the dragon, the ocean dragon, fell to Squirtle Squad. As
That fight lasted so long that there were two dragons.
They're chasing after Lee Sin, but the Diana coming in, Bamboozle, getting the kill on the Nidalee. Mordekaiser, however, is going to trade back onto the Lee Sin. He's going after Fuzel. He shuts down Fuzel. Can Karen take down the Mordekaiser? They're running away, and the triple kill from the Mordekaiser. He's non-stop. That is not what Squirtle wants.
Mordekaiser coming in big. I feel like he's gonna try and 1v9 this game.
He's just really showing the value pick of that Mordekaiser. Already at 6 kills.
Man, I love Mordekaiser, but now he has to be careful because if he gives up any of these kills that he's obtained with all that shutdown money to the wrong person, this could definitely change the problem. So being the biggest and baddest on the squad is good, but you really have to keep being the biggest, baddest, and snowball these advantages that you are getting here. So I'm really excited to see what Team Billies are going to do with this advantage and what they're going to try and achieve with it. If it's going to be either just objectives or if it's going to be looking for more picks and more team fights.
Exactly. We see a missed hook off of Holmes, narrowly missing the Jin. We now see Nidalee coming down. It looks like they want to try to take this fight. We see the flash in. Nautilus are missing his hook. The Jin goes down into Caitlyn. The combination. The Thresh ultimate. They do get the double kill onto the Nautilus. Now they're chasing Nidalee up through the river. But they're going to fall off, letting the Nidalee run away. Who is instead, now it looks like they're going to try to go for Fuzel. The spear misses. The Lee Sin is here. Nidalee, desperately trying to get out, runs into the Dragon Pit. Up and over the wall. We see Holmes lantern into the pit to get Lee Sin up and over here. Misanticipate which way the Nidalee is going to go. If the Nidalee had pathed differently, that hook over the wall would have landed and would have certainly spelled doom for I Am Stro.
You know, I'm impressed that Nidalee got out of there.
Exactly. Sometimes it does pay to run into your opponent's territory. And that Nidalee is definitely showing it right there.
So we got another dragon coming out. It is going to be Mountain Soul here. I would like to see Team Billy get some of these objectives now and really keep... They gave away the lead just a little bit here, but I really want to see more out of them, and I want to see them really snowball into something bigger.
And we see the Diana coming in. The Nautilus is being pulled back. The Flay, the hook. The Nautilus is being stunned and targeted by the Caitlyn, the Thresh, and the Diana, and doesn't stand much of a chance, unfortunately, there. And Lee Sin taking that Rift Herald. Now the Syndra, who was taking the tower, has to contend with Fuzel, who's TP'd back to lane.
Lee Sin is right around the corner, so I mean, if they do engage, Lee Sin can be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, they've engaged. Nidalee's here now. Lee Sin's got to get up here. Fuzel chasing after the Syndra. The Shen coming down, very crucial in shutting down the Syndra. As the dragon is up, they can turn onto Nidalee, take her down, and go after this dragon. Except, oh, the Jin is here, and so is the Mordekaiser. The Nautilus hook onto Shen is so crucial, but the Lantern Holmes with another save! It's not enough though, as Mordekaiser went over the wall, and now Holmes is forced to get out. He's been rooted, he's been airborne, he's been double killed by the Mordekaiser. The dragon is free real estate for Team Billy.
Really great performance by Team Billy there, really showing, coming back and getting the re-engage, getting these fights off, and getting the dragon as well. So that's a really big win on their part there. This game's still neck and neck. Anyone's game, to be honest. And the scary thing is that Mordekaiser can't die anymore. And neither can the Diana. If the Diana dies, if Caitlyn dies, if the Mordekaiser dies, it's going to be detrimental to the team.
Exactly. These bounties are just starting, especially in the hands of that Mordekaiser, getting a little too high. If that Mordekaiser dies in the right hands, that gold is going to bring Squirtles back up.
I Am Stro getting a little bit of a sticky situation here, but does have the safety of the turret and the Jin here too.
Exactly. They're going to quickly clear away this wave, and Lee Sin and Diana, forced to play it safe, are going to instead go camping in that bush. Deciding to hang out, spend a little time together as the Thresh makes his way down.
So
this
get
is
ready for the surprise bush
pretty
whoopie.
good positioning. They might be able to get the surprise. The Nautilus, however, is not in position to try to save that Jin. The play and the hook gets that Jin. Now the Nautilus is forced to run away, but the hook from Thresh is so crucially landed. They're gonna drop this Rift Herald and definitely get this bottom tower. And now they're just gonna start stacking momentum down here. Syndra's forced to come down here to try to counter this momentum. While the Caitlyn pushes up the mid, the Nidalee has to respond and stay there, or else this Caitlyn's just gonna siege this tower down. Shen, in the meanwhile, 1v1ing this Mordekaiser. They do get the tower in the bot lane, chasing after the Syndra. The Syndra's gonna go down to Lee Sin and Fuzel. Caitlyn going after Iron Stro, barely escaping with a little bit of health, flashing, going for the kill, but Iron Stro is safe behind that tower. Mordekaiser went back to base, and now he's heading to the bot lane. No, as his teammates have cleared out the bot lane, he's gonna head instead to the mid and try to clear out this minion wave that is now starting to stack against their tower. As Squirtle begin to reposition and make their way out of the enemy jungle, and to recall and to buy items.
Take a breather, brother. It's the only time you're gonna get the chance to, because they're gonna have to do a quick reset before they fight again.
Really testing my limits here. Both teams showing an excellent capability to put up non-stop action across the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Something worth noting as well, I completely didn't even notice this, but like in the first game, Ace Pat was their jungler, right? And that was a sub. I forgot to mention that, but like now we have Holov, the actual jungler here, and they are just popping off beautiful Lee Sin plays, getting behind them, getting the nice insect situations, getting them knocking up multiple members of the team, going behind them, kicking them back into the team, getting a nice Q back off again. It's really fun watching this person on Lee Sin, and they are having the time of their life this game. Really appreciating how they're doing this. And then on top of that, we're seeing Karen Franz's Shen doing really, really extraordinarily well in the macro play, really knowing where everyone is, getting great communication from his team. So these players are having a blast. And then on the side of Team Billy, we're watching Illuminati there on the top lane, Mordekaiser just being an absolute like villain, if you will, just being a monster, being unkillable, and having 3 items completed already is massive. They're 8-2, and I don't think anyone can really contest the Mordekaiser on it. Maybe the Diana, but I'm not even sure if Diana could kill the Mordekaiser either.
Exactly. Whoever that Mordekaiser pulls into there is either going to end up dead or, at the very least, useless for the duration of that ult.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be really good to know, to see, like, what is Mordekaiser going to be pulling? What is he going to be doing in team fights? And how is he going to put his team ahead? Right now, we see them on our mini-map there in the bot lane, Diana and Mordekaiser kind of squaring off. So I think this is the only time we could probably really see what these two players are going to do for one another and how they're going to interact with the team.
Squirtle squad already setting up for this dragon, coming off in 10 more seconds. They've got the early river position, but now they've got to fall back as everyone but the Syndra is down here now. They can't afford to take an open fight. The Caitlyn and the Shen just aren't in position yet. The dragon is falling in fast. They've got to go in for the steal. The Diana comes in. The Lee Sin's over the wall. They're starting to fight. The dragon gets stolen by the blue team. Dragon's soul for Squirtle. They're going down. They take down the Jhin. They chase in. The Mordekaiser gets the kill on Diana. 600 gold for the Mordekaiser, but now he's going to fall. He's caught in the middle. That's another shutdown. And now Iron Stro with the stopwatch trying to get out of there. The Nautilus falls. The flash over the wall from the Syndra as both teams escape with 2 players. But Karen is not letting this go. Karen and Holv are chasing. They're going for this kill. Holv falls. Can Karen get the kill on Nidalee? No. Karen's got to back off, unfortunately. Except, no. The turnaround again. Nidalee going back in. It's a constant back and forth. But it's an ace on the side of Team Billy.
Really good performance there. I like how you see the Illuminati there in the top lane, Mordekaiser, ulting the Diana during that fight, knowing that she's the main damage dealer, not making sure that her ulti isn't going to completely one-shot the team there. But the Caitlyn coming in clutch, getting the steal on the Dragon is huge. Putting them on soul point is massive. They did get ace, but also at the same time, they were able to get a couple kills as well, and they're going to be looking for more picks. When the next Dragon arrives, I think they're in a very good spot because they basically are going to be unable to be stopped after getting the Mountain Soul because the Nidalee's not going to be able to burst them, and specifically the Syndra's not going to be able to burst them down.
Exactly. Even though they all lost their lives, I think Squirtle came out of them on top. They've got Dragon Soul, and Team Billy was in no position to take advantage of the fact that they were all dead. And now we see another team fight here down in the river. The Mordekaiser is getting taken down. They're surely focusing down this Mordekaiser as he finally falls. The Syndra fell to Boozle Bamboozle, and now they're turning and chasing on this Nautilus, who is going to buy time for Nidalee to get out. But Nidalee's going to turn around, maybe try to re-engage onto this Thresh. I'm not sure this is a good idea as Lee Sin's coming around the top. Except, no, they're going to turn and go for the Baron instead. This is a really good play from Squirtle. They've taken down 3 players of Team Billy, and now they're going to take this Dragon. The Jingle is going to try to steal it, but it's just not going to get there in time, and it's not even going to get anybody's lives. Now they're going to turn onto the Jhin. They're really chasing after him. The damage from the Lee Sin and the Diana is just enough to take it down, and it's enough to go down after the Nidalee after she jumps in to try to save him.
Yeah, the only way I believe that Team Billy's going to be able to recover from that is going to be getting another team ace into possibly a Dragon Steal here. They are in a tight spot once again. You see the Squirtle squad has put them in a very tough situation.
Exactly. As we do see that now Squirtle squad is the one with the gold lead, sitting there with almost 5,000 gold difference between the two teams.
Yeah, I almost kind of want to see Mordekaiser ulti the jungler so they have an advantage with a smite fight into the next major objective. But at the same time, is his team going to be able to survive the damage from Diana, Caitlyn, Thresh, and Lee Sin?
The unfortunate death of Nautilus there means that Team Billy just can't try to start a team fight here. They've lost their engage. They've got to play it safe and wait for a better moment to engage them. As now, they're really pushing up here in the middle with this Baron buff, trying to take advantage of every second of it. Maybe try to get one last turret before it wears off.
I think they will, and they might even get an inhibitor off of this. If not an inhibitor, definitely a dragon that's going to be spawning up in 34 seconds.
The Shen in the bot lane pushing that wave, getting lane priority down there. He'll be able to turn around and get into position for that dragon, or even just hold there and either TP or Shen ult down there when it comes time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Shen's going to be something to watch as well. Every time he's been ulting onto the Diana, that keeps going into the 5 members of the enemy team, and she just doesn't die. Because the Shen ulti is just so strong and so much additional health. It's basically another health bar.
Exactly, and in this case, these stat lines are very misleading. This Shen is being displayed as being 1, 6, and 13, and yet is being so crucial in a lot of these team fights. Blue team is going to get the Dragon Soul without a fight. I think that's a critical mistake on the side of Team Billy, to just give up the Mountain Soul.
Oh no.
As now, Boozle is going to get that kill on the Jhin. They're going to get the kill on the Nidalee. They're going to chase down the Syndra. Lee Sin is really going after it. Diana's going to get that kill. Nautilus is out in the river, going to have to recall to get back here to try and stop this team fight. It looks like they might want to try to end. They're going in on the Mordekaiser, the stun, the knock up on the airborne, the Thresh ultimate. The Mordekaiser ult onto ultimate ace. They get the shutdown, but Mordekaiser is at low health that he can't take on the rest of the team as the team is going in on the Nautilus and on these turrets. They're really doing damage to the base.
They are
Mordekaiser's gotta
respawning
get back.
very soon. Yeah, they have to get out of here. They don't have the minions. They don't have the numbers. They need to get out of here before everyone starts to respawn.
But the damage is done. They've taken one of the core's turrets, and they have a clear path right up the middle for future attacks.
Yeah, I think, honestly, that was the nail in the coffin earlier with that dragon pick and all of those extra kills, especially with the Baron as well. And now they're just going to be able to reset. They have tons of money in the bank. They're going to buy all the items that they need, and they're just going to walk it down mid in confidence. They're going to strut that runway, and they're going to take this victory. And I have been proven wrong before, but it is really hard to have something occur where they're able to overcome in a team fight. Mordekaiser, their saving grace, has to pull off a 1 versus 9 miracle here.
Even with that shutdown gold from the Caitlyn, I don't think it's gonna be enough. Mordekaiser is really looking for a miracle, but he can do this. He can stay alive versus the whole enemy team. It's just a matter of not whether, while he's fighting one or two of the other team members, whether the rest of them are going to be taking these turrets, taking out the minion waves, or taking out the rest of Mordekaiser's team.
Oh, he does look like he found a pick onto the Caitlyn. Is it going to be enough damage, though, to take it out?
The flash over the wall, very skillful there as he comes out of the ult. He's been stunned, knocked up. Now the Nautilus charging in there as well, trying to get some roots off there, really trying to save this Mordekaiser. But the Nautilus will go down first. The flash out the Mordekaiser isn't enough. The Caitlyn gets the double kill. And now Fuzel Bamboos are going to chase it onto the Syndra. Going to come around and try to cut off the Jin's escape and get another kill. Karen is chasing both I Am Stro and Joe Killera, forcing them to try to get out of there. Fuzel and Holv are just clear to walk this minion wave right up to the tower.
Honestly, I believe this should be game right here. There's no reason for them not to end. And they have the minions, they have the numbers, they have the Mordekaiser, the Nautilus, and
Fuzel
now the
Bamboozle
Nidalee.
going godlike, but getting shut down by the Jin. The turret falls, the core getting whittled down. It's not enough, even with the Nautilus there. An amazing victory for Squirtle Squad. Taking the second game.
Getting that 2-0 victory, they played that all well. Honestly, I didn't even need to cast this game because it was high action from start to finish. It was amazing. Absolutely phenomenal watching these team fights go, watching them play they're very comfortable picks here. You know, you're watching Karen with amazing macro. You're watching Holov with amazing micro mechanical plays. You're watching Fuzel coming into teams being an unkillable beast because of these other key members. Seeing Holmes and seeing Ultimate Ace just do so much damage. They really played this game out really well. They got all of the major objectives. They came out in clutch in very niche situations, which then pulled them towards the victory here. I want to quickly touch base on what I believe would be the Ace and MVP. Obviously, I'm going to go with Ace. It's definitely an easy pick for me. It's got to be Mordekaiser. They did their best. You know, Illuminati really tried hard. They were won a 1v3 situation by themselves, more or less. And they really played their champion really, really well. And I really have to give them the pat on the back there in saying that they played this game to the best of their abilities. As for MVP, I'm going to give it to Holov. And this is why. Every time I watch this man in the fights, I see him perfectly position himself behind the team, kick the major carry every time. Consistently, all game have I seen maybe 1 or 2 Qs miss. Like, this person was on fire. And I loved how they played the game and setting up the team so well, getting those early game ganks and coming in for those fights from the very start, from when I asked for the the top lane scuttle crab fight, they just never stopped. They had their foot on the pedal and they played extraordinarily well and a great overall Lee Sin performance.
I have to agree with you on both counts. The Illuminati 17 really putting in the effort to try to carry his team. He put them on his back and tried to walk it to the end zone, but it just wasn't enough. And Hove, every single time, he made it around. He was flanking, he was setting up these kicks, he was positioning so key. And while you can make an argument for Fuzel with his 17 kills, if Hove wasn't there setting up a lot of these kills, a lot of these team fights, it might have gone entirely different ways.
Mm-hmm. Very well said. Excellent games today. Really fun performance. This was our last game of the evening here. I just want to quickly give a big thanks to our community, to our players, to our team here, my co-caster Twillis, and as our producer there, Sunny. Thank you so much, and really excited to see more games in the future. We're slowly entering into playoffs, and that is going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you all for tuning in. It's been a pleasure casting for you this evening. I hope you all enjoyed the games as much as Ryder and I have. I hope you all have a wonderful evening besides this, and I hope you tune in next weekend for more games.
I'll see you there.